Hey. Hey, latte daddy. Hey, latte daddy. Oh. Hey, latte daddy. Hey, latte daddy. Oh. They call me Peter. They call me Paul. They calling me, so I'm calling on y'all. I'm not a rapper, but I can sing. I'm just another brother doing my thing. Hey, 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 latte daddy. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Switch this thing around. We are live. All right, we got folk in here and stuff. Give a thumbs up. Uh, Give me a sound check. All right. G Star Man, what's going on with you? Before I get started, um, let me put some stuff out here. A lot of guys been talking about when is the blitz, when is the DOT blitz. I made a mistake and said that it's already happened. It hasn't. The DOT blitz is going to happen this week, the 9th through the 11th. September 9th through September 11th is when they're going to be doing the blitz. So it's going to be Wednesday through Friday. It's going to start Wednesday at midnight. It's going to end on Friday at midnight. So 3 days and stuff is going to be very interesting. So to the guys out here that's working now, to the guys out here that's going to be working through the blitz, remember that they still have the FMCSA extended hours of service. So if you have a COVID load, right? If you have a COVID load and stuff that's dealing with food and paper, then more than likely you're not going to get a roadside inspection, because if they pull you over, then the law says that they have to be very light on the enforcement, and even if they find any kind of violations on you, then it's not something that's going to count against you or the company or whatever and stuff. In fact, I only believe you're going to receive a citation, if they decide to do an inspection on you, so, you can't be put out of service for like log violations or whatever, because during the COVID shipment, you can drive however and stuff, providing that you're not fatigued. If you're not fatigued, so oh, crap, man, it's Gatorade. So I kind of urge guys that if you're gonna be out here, have your COVID load, because the uh, the hours of service extension ends September the 14th. It ends September the 14th and stuff. So this will be the last week for it right here, unless the FMCSA gives another extension, which I'm thinking they may do it. And stuff. So we'll keep our eyes out. But as of now, the DOT blitz is definitely going on the 9th, between the 9th and the 11th. Some states, however, have already done started, like Maine and Massachusetts. They went on here and got to jump on the game and stuff. So let's see, I got my Tuesday delivery from Alabama going to PA. Now just came home, chilling till Monday. Man, let's see, $3 per mile. Dude, you know what? It's interesting that you say that, right? Because I didn't want to turn this video into a rant, but I didn't want to turn it into a rant, but on my way home, right? On my way home, I had to broker a load and stuff to get to North Carolina. And so all I wanted was a day off, right? I just wanted to take today off and stuff and then, you know, proceed with a load tomorrow and deliver it on Monday. So you would think that with everything that's going on that the dispatch would say, you know what, I don't think Rooster trying to come back up here. You would think that and stuff. And so I made the phone call on Thursday and told dispatch to say, man, listen, I want to load something. You know, I want to load something on Saturday that can deliver on Monday. I want to pick up something Saturday and deliver on Monday. So she calls, let's see. She get off the phone with me. 5 minutes later, she called me back, man. The first thing she offered me is a load back up the main. That's the first thing that, you know, I'm like, and I really get so sick of that, man. I'm like, dang, go on. So, yeah, you want to load for Monday? Yeah, you want to deliver for Monday? I said, yes. Well, we got this one going up here to Maine. And I'm like, that's the only thing they know how to say is that type. I mean, I would ask these guys and ask them like, look, man, I need to get something south, and they ain't never got anything south. I mean, I'm bouncing between New Jersey and Massachusetts. I can't get no lower than I can't get no lower than Jersey. You know, there was this one instance they paid me the deadhead to Virginia. You know, but I had to pick that load. It was a load and go and stuff. And so, you know, it's like I just need a day off to take care of. You know, I don't need a whole week or nothing like that. Just a day. And they don't understand. It's like, you know, you get to North Carolina and the first thing they're doing is just burning your phone up and stuff. Okay, yeah, I got something. All right, sun, water flow. What's going on with you? The first thing they want to do is send you right back up here to the same area where they have problems trying to send you south. And I'm like, then to make matters worse and stuff, she tells me, they say, well, they're gonna load my stuff on Friday. What she tells me, she calls me Friday. I let her know and say, hey, man, I'm making my delivery at noon and stuff. So she said, all right, cool. We're going to go ahead and have your stuff preloaded, right? What trailer do you have? So I tell them what trailer I have, and so fine, cool. And I get down, you know, I get unloaded, and they do exactly what I thought they was going to do, which was hold me up there the rest of the day. So I said, well, you know what? Hey, screw it. I just going to finish my break on up and stuff, go down there, pick up my preloaded trailer, and then I'm going to stop by the house for a little while, take care of some stuff, and then I'm going to hit the road. None of that happened. So I get a phone call this morning. Stuff, man. Oh, man, Rooster, what are you doing? Dude, you should have been down into the plant and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, shoot. Hey, yeah, I know the holiday is coming up, but it was explained to me that my load was loaded on Friday. Oh, man, but they need your trailer and this, that, whatever and stuff. So, you know, I boogie on down there. Get checked in, they, you know, everybody else picking up their trailers and leaving on out there. But mine, no, they said, well, drop it over there by the scale and we're going to put it in the door and stuff like that. So I had to live load. And so I'm like, it just made me think and stuff. I mean, you know, I'm in the drop and hook program over here now and stuff, but it has been offered to me a couple of times and stuff about, you know, just getting my own trailer. And so I'm like, the only reason why I haven't done it is because I'm in this drop and hook program. But I'm like, how many times do I actually drop a hook, and why, is it really to my benefit? And I'm like, man, shoot, no, so I said this month I'm gonna go ahead and purchase me a trailer rather than do this drop hook crap, cause it's just as nonsense, man. You calling me and you telling me, okay, you load my stuff up on Friday, then it's a live load, which you should have just said to start with. I could have went on here last night when I got unloaded, just went on to the customer, picked my load up yesterday, and then I still would have been home. So I'm thinking like, you gonna give me a Jersey or New York or something like that. First thing that come out somebody's mouth is Maine. And I'm sick of running that state. I'm sick of running that state and stuff, man. I mean, I can deal with Massachusetts, but Maine is just, either way and stuff. It doesn't matter which way you go. If you're going to get a load, you're either going to have to go to the top of Maine, or you're going to stay down there in the bottom and haul that water. They want you to come all the way to the top and pick up a load of potatoes and stuff and take it back down. I'm like, and you talking about a 300-mile, you're talking about a 300-mile deadhead up there for a load that possibly might cancel on you. At least if I'm heading south towards like towards Jersey or whatever, hey, a load cancel, hey, big deal and stuff. I could jump on the board and find something else. But man, I mean, when you go to Maine and you get up there, in the top part of Maine and stuff like that, I mean, anything past Bangor and stuff, man, once you up there, you stuck. That's it. Unless you got some money and stuff, man, to be the deadhead on out of there and stuff. I mean, if it ain't something solid, which they're showing me, it ain't nothing solid up there, then it ain't no point of going, man. It ain't no point of going. They don't want you hauling for the farmers up there for some reason. Those farmers up there and stuff, I mean, they keep you moving, but for some reason, if one of them reach out to you and try to do some business with you or whatever and stuff, man, they put an end to that quick. Like, no, yeah, I mean, I try to be one of those guys and stuff that navigate through the holidays, but it's like it's just one of those situations where I regret saying, like, man, you know what? It's just I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home and stuff because I got stuff I got to take care of. I can do a day or so, but then if I go home, I don't want to stay out. I don't want to stay in too long either. I don't want to stay too long either because then, I just start, I feel like I ain't productive then and stuff, man. And I get behind, and then, I get to that mode where I don't want to drive the truck. I don't want to be out here glassing. So shoot. Anyway, enough about this rant and stuff. Enough about the rant and stuff, man. That's just me or whatever. So, fellas, if y'all have any questions and everything and stuff, go on, put them on out there. We'll go ahead and answer them. Let's see. Meanwhile, trying to think. What's my man's name? I don't know this guy personally. I just kind of follow him a little bit on, I follow him a little bit on Instagram and stuff, but, he seemed to be a pretty big name over there at Prime and stuff, and so I seen when he done post up He done got him truck number 4 now. He done bought him his 4th truck and stuff, but you know, it's from what I'm seeing, he's getting his trucks from what's that place over there where everybody else get their trucks from? You know what? No, he's not getting them from there. He's actually getting it through the program. So, one of the questions, man, it's a lot of uploads tonight. One of the questions and stuff about people that go into a lease program is that they don't understand what their overhead and stuff is, which is, if you can understand what your overhead is, then you'll know where you stand every week, how much money you need. But those settlements and stuff, man, they get confusing. They get confusing to people and stuff, and they saying, well, daggone, they charging me for this and they charge me for that. And I understand people making that transition into going into a lease, but you got to familiarize yourself with things that's dealing with business, because those expenses that are coming out are actually things that are related to business. And so if you don't know what they are, and then you go speaking to payroll and stuff, right, and then they figure it out that you don't know what it is, you don't figure it out that you don't know where it is and stuff, man, then they're going to start messing with your money. You know, come settlement time, they're going to start shooting you a whole bunch of stuff or whatever, and then tell you, you know, and they got it understood that, you know what, you don't understand your settlements because you don't understand your expenses, what your overhead is, what you got to have every single week. And yeah, Cootie Bang, you are right. It's a lot of small fleet and stuff over there. But myself included, you know, when I was in the lease program, I didn't know what my overhead was. And stuff. And so, you know, every time it's time for my settlement stuff to come out, I'm taking a guess. I'm like, well, shoot, I think I might make a paycheck, and I don't make one. Or then when I think I ain't gonna make a paycheck, I actually am making one. And that's because I ain't understood what my overhead was. How when you understand what your overhead is, you know what you got to have, whether you're on percentage or whether you're on miles. You know, if everything is said and done, my overhead is going to be $1,500-$1,600 a week. Then you already know what you need. You know, if you on percentage, then you got to have $3,500 in revenue to cover your overhead and stuff on that. If you're on miles, then you know, if you on miles and stuff, then of course you know you need the miles and stuff to make the money based upon what they paying you, you know. So, but people really got to get familiar with those expenses, because with folk trying to, you know, I'm kind of glad. Shout out to my man Chasen Andrews. I'm glad he posted stuff up on Instagram. People need to follow him on Instagram as well as YouTube story and stuff, because he posted something up. What people don't really take into consideration when they start talking about these expenses, when you go get your own authority. You know, when you go get your own authority and stuff, and so he posted up how much his authority was going to cost on his truck. And he got a 07. You know, now he has an 07 and stuff, so it's only going to go up from there. He posted up how much the down payment was going to be, how much the payments and stuff was going to be a month. And so when you looking at it, man, it's almost like you're paying a truck. I ain't going to say almost. It's like you're paying a truck note. So you got that insurance cost there. Then you got your costs in your business, and then you're doing loads for brokers, which I say that if you get your own authority, if you're getting your own authority, and if you don't have a contract for yourself, then you're wasting your time. because those expenses are no joke, and you can't miss a payment. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you're leased on, or you got your own, you leased on, and you got yeah, if you're leased on with somebody, or you're in a lease program and you fall in the hole, right, you can still operate. Ain't no problem. Oh, well, just do better next week. But when you have your own authority, if you miss one insurance payment, if you miss one payment, they shutting your stuff down. And if you're with the correct insurance company and you miss one payment, if you're late, they're gonna want the rest of their money up front. They break it down in increments of they break it down in increments of 4, 9. Some may give you 12 or whatever. But if you miss a payment, they're cutting your insurance off right then. And you're cutting their insurance off right then, and then the unthinkable happens. Something happens to that load, or something happens to your truck, or something like that. Now you're really up the creek. Now you're really up the creek and stuff. And so, these insurance companies, they do not play around. If you are late with your payment, they discontinue your stuff. And if you want to use them again and stuff, some of them will tell you, hey, look, you got the remaining balance, you got to pay that up front. You got to pay all that and stuff. So you talking about, man, $8,000-9,000. You talking about $8,000-9,000 that you got to come up with right off the rip. How do you navigate a lawsuit? Having your own authority, LLC. That's the first thing. That's the first thing and stuff. But the problem is, people want to get their LLCs. You want to get your LLC and stuff when you're leased on with a company. You haven't even set up a portfolio. You haven't even set up a portfolio and stuff, because what you're doing when you're sued, right? You're sued for your profit. Not for what your company is making, but your profit. And so remember, your profit, you want to take care of everything and stuff. You want to take care of everything within the parameters of your business. So you're not going to show very little profit, but you're taking care of everything the way it's supposed to be taken care of, right? You don't want any profit for yourself, but you don't need a profit because all your stuff is being taken care of. So over time, your profit is going to build because your expenses are going to be taken care of. So in that, then you got this is where you set up safety nets and stuff like that. That's when you should have your portfolio and stuff put together about how you're going to operate your business, what you're going to be under, so on and so forth. But a lot of times people pull the trigger a little bit too quick. You pull your trigger a little bit too quick and stuff. And so, see, when you start things for yourself, you got a startup cost that's going to be assessed to your business. This is why you can claim a loss for so many years, 3, maybe 4 years, because when you take all your fixed expenses, if you had to pay all of it up front, and stuff, man, in order for you to make a profit, it would take you that long to pay yourself back. If you sitting there, all your fixed costs and stuff together, you're talking about $70,000-80,000, but people are giving you breaks and giving you, they're breaking it down into increments and stuff every 28 days and stuff like that. You make a payment just to keep things going and stuff, but you still got to claim all of it, because all of it is on you until you get it all paid back. So that's where the majority of your money is going into your business, your startup, and then when your business and stuff is established. So, so you want to incorporate everything that you do within your business as much as possible. So it's not a good idea for guys to be sitting there buying. It's not a good idea and stuff for you to be buying a $80,000 car, right? It's a good idea, however, to lease a car. It's not a good idea for you to buy one, because when you're leasing it in attachment to your business. You know, you like new cars, you like new stuff and everything. That's the reason why you're getting it, you know. But people say, well, you never intend to own nothing, and it's not for you to own. It's not for you to own. You want to incorporate the things that you do. You want to incorporate it. You want to incorporate stuff. You want to have it, but in the midst of having it, you don't want to put yourself in a hole owning it, especially if it's not going to make any money and stuff for you. You know, guys, they always show these $2 million. You know, if you buy a $2 million Bugatti, you're buying a $2 million Bugatti. That means that you got to have the car costs you $4 million. The car costs you $4 million. You got $2 million to buy it. Then you got to put another $2 million on it in case something happens to the car, because nobody's going to insure you for that amount of money. And then you got cars that are out here on the road, and the most that they have is $100,000 of insurance. So you got a $2 million car going up the highway and stuff, and then somebody runs into you, then, you know, they're only covered for $100,000 and stuff like that. So what do you get the other, what do you get the rest of your money for to get this car fixed? So you done totaled it. So now you got that $2 million that's sitting on top, that $2 million car you done bought. Now you got another $2 million that you got to put on it. So the car actually cost you $4 million. Now you got to pay taxes on the car because you bought the car straight out with money that you're claiming as a profit. So for the first 5 years and stuff, luxury cars, they're not going to depreciate very much and stuff, so you got to pay the taxes on that. So if it's 33%, so it's 33% of $2 million. Now you got to pay that for 5 years. You don't get that money back. That's just to own the car. So that's just to own the car and stuff. So the tax people don't come and get it. So you see what did the car do and stuff as far as making money for you? So you notice why a lot of people that have these cars, they sit there like, your Jay Leno's and your who's another person collect cars? Jerry Seinfeld's and stuff. They open up a museum to where every single vehicle in there and stuff, is making money for their business. Even though he owned the cars, he liked the cars and stuff like that. But then you go to the auction and you always seeing the cars are being traded. Stuff, somebody owned the car for a little while, then they trade it somewhere, then they put it in a museum, and that's all they can do. They can probably drive it up and down the road a little bit, but most of the time the car got to be making money. And when the car ain't making money no more, they got to trade it for something else. They got to get rid of it. So, so that's the same thing. That same thing in the world of trucking. Business is business, and so you got to always have money moving around, because if you always collecting the money and stuff like that, which a lot of people say, well, yeah, that's what it's about, and you're not putting it nowhere, you're not putting it to work for you and stuff, like a lot of people like to own their truck. For instance, you want your truck paid off because you don't want truck payments or whatever, and so now what do you do with that money that you used to pay? Oh, well, I'm just going to stack it up and stuff like that, and then do something else with it that's not pertaining to business. So now you got to claim that money as a profit. You ain't do nothing with it. That money's yours. You got to claim it as a profit. So now you got to pay taxes on it. Now you got to pay the taxes and stuff on it because you didn't put the money to work, as opposed to putting the money to work to get the things that you already going to purchase anyway. It's still yours. It's still yours, but then when it started depreciating in value, when it started costing you money, it costs you more money to operate, that's when you go ahead and get rid of it. You're done with it. You move on to something else. You get you something more new and improved. So you're putting your money in the economy. You're putting your money in the economy as opposed to putting it in the bank and not doing anything with it. And that stimulates the economy. Okay, well, new trucks come out every year and stuff. A lot of people don't like the new trucks or whatever, but in order to stimulate the economy, this is where you have to put your money. Okay, you can keep those paid off trucks and stuff like that, but sooner or later, when they see that the money isn't circulating the way it's supposed to, that's when the regulations start coming out. Okay, well, you guys that got these older trucks or whatever, you can't run them in California no more. So now all the California people and stuff, what do I do? What do I do with all my old equipment and stuff like that? Now they're forcing you and stuff to have to upgrade, because you ain't going to leave California, especially if you establish. You might have homes and land and all the other stuff there. And now they're telling you, your bread and butter, your money, okay, your equipment, you can't run it no more and stuff like that. Well, a lot of guys run the port. I don't know why, but they claim that the money is there on the port. So they came out with so they rolled out those acts and stuff and said, well, if your truck is over a certain age or whatever, you can't run it no more. You got to get you something new or get something newer. So you got to part that truck. In fact, you can't even have it in the state no more and stuff, to my understanding. So you got to go out there, now they fought because they noticed that, well, people were keeping these older trucks and they was running them, but they was taking the money. They was taking the money and stuff because repairs don't really cost nothing for older equipment. It's plentiful. The parts are plentiful. The mechanics know how to the mechanics and stuff. They know how to fix the trucks and stuff up. And hold up, Cootie Bang. I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Hold up. All right, so they know how to fix these trucks and stuff. So a rebuild and stuff that used to cost you $20,000, now they dropped down to 10, and now they dropped down to about 6. So, 6 for a rebuild and stuff, and then you got 5. You putting 5 years on it, and you ain't really going nowhere on the truck and stuff. You probably never have to put that type of money into it again. So they force you to go out here and stuff and part that older truck and go over here and get this newer truck to stimulate the economy. Cause they saying, well, hey, look, guys ain't buying trucks, man. I don't know what's happening. People just steady holding on to their older trucks, and then, and I don't want to sit there and put on my tinfoil hat or whatever, but you ever wonder why there's a lot of cars out here and stuff, and then these accidents just happen mysteriously, and they always seem to target the older trucks or whatever, like. You sitting in a truck stop, and then a Swift truck wind up backing into you. A Swift truck or one of these mega carriers and stuff like that. The truck just bags up into you mysteriously or whatever. Yeah, of course they'll pay your truck off. They'll pay your truck off and all that stuff there. But I mean, meanwhile, you can't find another. You got a K100. You can't find another K100. You can't find another International 9300. A Freightliner COE. You can't find another one of those and stuff like that. Now you got to upgrade. But I don't call it. It ain't no coincidence and stuff, man, that some of these accidents and things happen. I'm just saying, and you notice the type of trucks and stuff that's getting total loss or whatever. It ain't these newer ones. Let's see. What you say, Cootie Bang? Do you don't think the port is profitable? No, I don't. But again, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. And if someone is more than willing to prove me wrong and stuff, right? Because I'm all about learning. But I'm just saying, man, for somebody that does the containers, if you haul out the port or you do intermobile and you an own operator, I don't see. I say, man, I don't even. Honestly, I don't even classify them as own operators. To be honest with you and stuff, man. You know what? They just them you glorified company drivers right there. Them you glorified company drivers, because every container person I talk to and stuff, They say, well, I do it because I don't want to run the road. But you ain't really got no control over nothing. You got to go in there, right? Now you a lone operator. And they telling you what you gonna haul. They telling you this. You ain't going in there and talking to them. They talking to you. You know, this is why, you know, you look at a lot of people and stuff that do containers. Look at their trucks. They probably got like, man, 9, 10. They probably done work for 9, 10 different outfits. 9, 10 different outfits. They got all kind of old decals all on their truck and stuff because they got to be home. I got to be home every day. I got to be home on the weekend. But I'm just saying, is it worth it? You got to go in here. You got to go in here. Oh, let me crank this truck up. This battery about to go dead. You know, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you know, now you can kind of let your truck kind of fall off a little bit because you know, it's not really a showroom type thing. Can y'all still hear me? It's not really a showroom type thing and stuff, but it's a lot of underhanded stuff that goes on in there. That can't be denied, man. It's a lot of underhanded stuff. I mean, it's real, you know, the container stuff is real cutthroat. You can't go in there and tell these folk and stuff, man, hey, listen, I ain't doing this daggone 44,000 pound load and stuff like that. You ain't doing it. It's like, man, okay, what can I do for you today? You going in there and shucking and jiving and tap dancing and cooking pies and all this other stuff here. You know, it's that atmosphere and stuff, man. It's just that atmosphere is just it's not a real business setting atmosphere. That's what I get for anybody over there in them container, them port yards and stuff. That's why I say, man, you know, my brother lives in Savannah. I can't stand it. I can't stand going to Savannah. Cause they'll have these conversations with you. They'll have these conversations with you and stuff, man. I mean, it's just now on the outside, they'll make it seem like, yeah, you know, they on some business type stuff, but man, you know, when you handling business, okay. I ain't saying that you got to go in there and you ain't got to go in there and stuff and just demand your stuff, but you know, it's a understanding, it's a partnership. I don't see that partnership dynamic in those containers. I don't see it. I don't see it there. Expedite, I don't see it there in Expedite either. That's why I have very little, you know, I have very little respect as far as like business if you do Expedite and you haul containers. Because in those businesses they're telling you, it's not you telling them. They're telling you they don't have anything to lose. You got everything to lose with your business. They don't have anything to lose. These people will, if they don't like you, they will starve you out. Like, man, hey, listen, I don't like you. I don't like you because you don't come in here and you don't dance a jig for me. So I don't have any loads for you, or the loads that I have and stuff you're not going to make any money off of. I'm going to throw you the scraps, and that's that. You know, it ain't like, okay, well, listen, you ain't got anything and stuff, so let me see if I can find something for myself and still make some money. None of that's there. Like I said, Expedite, same thing. Only way you're gonna make money in Expedite, and I ain't gonna say the only way you're gonna make. The only way that you're gonna be in some sort of control with Expedite is if you sit there and switch it up and say, all right, I'm gonna do general freight. I'm with an Expedite outfit, but I'm gonna do general freight. then you got somewhat of a control over your business. But ain't no partnerships in that. Expedite and containers, no. And if somebody, I'm more than welcome. I'm more than welcome. I know somebody gonna sit there and say, well, you might see a few people and stuff, and I know a few too. But there aren't no exceptions. There aren't no exceptions because they got a nice looking truck. Because they have loads and stuff and it's running consistently. No, it's something that they're doing that's outside of the parameters of business. And you shouldn't have to be shucking and jiving in there playing guitars and banjos and stuff like that, dancing a jig just to get a load. But let's get back to this authority thing and stuff, right, guys? I have a lot of conversations about that and stuff about, people getting their own authority. And they figure like, well, you know what? Hey, things are going to be a lot better if I get my own authority as opposed to leasing on. I'm like, well, yeah, you got your pros and your cons and stuff. But the thing is, they think on the money side of stuff, I'm gonna make more money with my own authority. And it's true, you can make more money under your own authority. But you got to know what you're doing. You can't be sitting there, I'm gonna get my own authority to go haul loads for Landstar. I'm gonna go haul loads for Landstar. You can just lease the Landstar. Because the loads probably pay you maybe what, $100, $200 more. But with Landstar, their agents have to fulfill the contractors first. They about getting those contractors out there first and stuff. And so if it's a load that they have, it's something that they can't do within their network. They need it done, right? They can't get the contractor to do it, so then they want you to do it. Because you're not under any kind of regulation. They can't say, well, they'll offer you the load and then you can either say yes or no. But you're responsible for all the other stuff. Okay, do you have hours to drive and all that stuff there? They're not going to be asking you all that. That's up to you and how you run your business. You see what I'm saying? But in order for you to make that money, you gotta step outside that parameter. You out of hours, you still got to keep riding. Just to make that money and stuff, and then okay, well, I'm doing Landstar loads and stuff like that. And you just lease on the Landstar. What are you doing? You cut down on your expenses. You do Landstar loads anyway. You're doing Landstar loads anyway. You might as well just go on buckle down, right, and sign that contract and stuff, and just pay that fee. But what you eliminating is the fact that you have to pay all this money for this insurance. When they provide this stuff, the reason why they can afford it is because you got 9,000 plus contractors, and they splitting up the insurance by 9,000. Everybody ain't gonna have an accident. Everybody afraid ain't gonna get stolen or whatever. They put it under this one umbrella and they divide it up by 9,000, and that's why you ain't got to pay a whole lot as opposed to getting your own authority. That's the pros and cons and stuff about it. Now, if you're getting your own authority to get your own contracts, right, then that's something different. Those contracts are yours, direct shipment. I ain't talking about getting your own authority and then you hooking on to an Amazon trailer. No. That Amazon stuff, that's another thing. I don't respect that dynamic. Amazon is cool as far as like if you're trying to make a little bit of money on top of the money you already got locked in. It's cool if you already got some stuff locked in and then you want to make a little bit of money on the side while, let's just say you got a contract and you're doing 3 loads a week for them and stuff, but in the midst of that, you can slide in an Amazon load or 2 in there with that. Now, that's respectful. That's respectable. I can respect that. That means you maximizing your money. You maximizing your potential in your business. But if your whole bread and butter is just going over here, I got three trucks and I got a lane with Amazon. No, I don't respect that. Because sooner or later, you notice it's just like everything else. Dollar General was the same way. Dollar General and stuff. When Dollar General first opened up, everybody that owned their own truck, that's what they did. Power only. Come on over here to Dollar General and haul our freight. Go to the stores and stuff like that. They was making good money. They was making good money and stuff. But as those stores and stuff started to become more, when they started opening up those Dollar Generals everywhere, then the mega carriers came in. And they said, well, you know what? Hey, listen, instead of trying to find this own operator, that own operator, this man with one truck, right? I got a whole division I can dedicate to you. I got a whole division I can dedicate to you and stuff. And so they were like, okay, all right, yeah. That's more efficient. That's more efficient and stuff than trying to cut it. You cutting a check to every single owned operator and stuff like that, as opposed to you cutting a check to one carrier. And then they'll dedicate and stuff to trucks and stuff over there or however they see fit. And that's what happened. The stores and stuff, they became more, they had a more volume of stores and stuff like that. And then they started kicking their, they got those contracts and everything. And the guys that had the one trucks and all, they got rid of them first. They listen, man, ain't no more work for you. Ain't no more work for you and stuff. And so the guys got comfortable. I got my own authority, but I got comfortable. No, I don't need to buy my own trailer. I'm hauling Dollar General trailer. I don't need to buy my own stuff. I mean, I got my own truck. That's it. Power only. What was another business like that? A lot of these businesses that started out, they were like that and stuff, and then as they grew, the only exception is Walmart. Walmart is the only exception. But a lot of these businesses that became bigger businesses or whatever, they used to get, okay, own operator. You got your own truck? Okay, well, we got the trailer and stuff. Come on over here and haul the load and stuff like that. On this lane right here, this belong to you. The lane belong to you, and this lane belong to you, and then whatever. And that's how they took care of stuff. But as the business grew, they said, man, we need, the mega carriers, they came in and stuff to say, look, we can dedicate a whole team to you. We'll handle it all. The only thing you have to do is send us the load tenders. We got a dispatch center. We can build an operating center right on over here. We can maintain our own trucks. You ain't got to worry about if this own operator truck break down, how you going to cover that lane. We take care of the whole thing and stuff. And so now they just fight over the contracts every 5 years. Okay, Swift got it right now, and then after 5 years, U.S. Express gonna get it. And then after U.S. Express, then J.B. Hunt gonna get it. And that's how it is. You can't compete when you got these guys 14,000 trucks. You only one truck, one trailer. You know what I'm saying? Just like right now, everybody going on vacation, but them stores got to be filled up. You see, when you a mega carrier and stuff like that, you at the bottom of the totem. Well, I ain't when you say you at the bottom. You got a plethora. You got a plethora of people who are more than willing to work out here on the holidays. You probably the type of person, man, them holidays come up, I ain't out here working, I'm going home to be with my family. That means that store stocks ain't gonna get the shelves ain't gonna get stocked because you at the house. They can't have that no more. So to improve efficiency, that's why they say, well, you know what? Hey, you want to haul for Amazon? You got your own authority, but you got to have 3 trucks under you. You got to have 3 trucks under you and stuff. So okay, let me go over here and haul these Amazon trailers. Get your money, right? But I'm just saying, don't count on these people as your bread and butter. Because when them costs and stuff start going up and everything, and you locked in, Amazon ain't gonna come off on no extra money and stuff because the insurance done went up. You see they requiring that. You see they requiring the stuff where you used to have, only thing you had to have was $1 million coverage. Now they want you to have $4 million. It's not approved yet. It's not approved yet and stuff, but the thing is, they talking about it, and this ain't the first time that it's happened. And usually when it stays on the table and stuff, it ain't going away. And somebody gonna sit there and say, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and make it a reality. $4 million. They're constantly talking about this. And so what you're not seeing is guys coming together to solve these issues collectively, because it's going to affect everybody. Oh, well, I'm just a single individual person. Screw that. I got to be number one. I got to be number one. So, leasing on versus getting your own authority. If you talking about getting your own authority, no, this how I'm playing it. This how I'm playing it. I said, number one, if I get one contract, yes, Red Rooster gonna get his own authority. If I get one contract, and that's all I need. My thing is, I'm trying to figure out how to get in the door. I'm just trying to figure out how to get in the door and stuff, right? Because if I can lock one contract down, I think I can lock a whole bunch of them down. But the problem is, just like anything else out here and stuff, you just need the information. You just need the information to be pointed in. If you get pointed in the right direction. So that's case number one. Number two is that I'm doing just like these other businesses and stuff out here do. Is that I'm doing just like the rest of these businesses and stuff do. It ain't no point in me trying to use my supply when I can go to your supply and use yours. Now, I'm not going to get comfortable using your source, but I will use it because it's efficient, it's consistent, and it's working right now. But I know that over time, right? Over time and stuff, the supply is going to dry up. So while getting is good, this is the time right here while the money and stuff is consistent, while the work is consistent, while the money is, while I'm stacking up the money and everything and putting it where it needs to be put. So when the time is right, I don't need to be, they say, well, you know what, for whatever reason and stuff like that, they decide they want to change things up and stuff, then, well, okay, hey, listen, I'll holler at you. Now's the time for me to start. That's the time for me to start. But there ain't no point in trying to say, okay, I'm going to run and I'm going to get my own authority. I'm going to get my own authority and stuff just right off the grip, and it's still money to be made. You sitting over here pulling 6 or 7 stacks a daggone week, and you're going to gear that up. You're going to gear that up and stuff, for what? And you ain't really learned the business and stuff. So since you're in it, right, learn everything. Learn everything so when the transition happens and stuff, it's a smooth. But you got to get in it, and then you got to start learning this and stuff, Hey, if you're going to go in the office and have conversations, man, pay attention to what's going on. Go into the permit department, but start to ask them questions. Look at them bills. They always, every time I go into the billing department, I'm always looking at them bills. How much this costs? How much that costs? Who they paying? That sort of thing there and stuff. And then I ask a little bit of questions. Who do you guys get to do your IFTA? Because y'all ain't doing it. Y'all ain't doing this stuff like that. Who y'all get to do y'all IFTA? Because they do a doggone good job and stuff, man, because it's paid every quarter. It's paid every quarter, cause when them IFTA stickers come and stuff, man, you get them right in December. Here y'all IFTA stickers. Wait till January to put them on or whatever, stuff like that. They ain't never falling behind on them quarterlies. They never falling behind on them quarterlies and stuff. So, you need to find out who that is. Because you ain't gonna have the time to be doing it. You too busy out here driving the truck, and then once you get done, you're going to sleep. You ain't got time to be trying to figure out, doing facts and figures and all that stuff down there, and you gotta be over here this place in the morning, fighting traffic, talking to these people, talking to the next person to try to set that load up or whatever. Find out who they are and stuff, how much it costs, what they require. So the only thing you doing, okay, all right, I get done with this load right here, this trip report, I go ahead, send this over to them and stuff, and then they already got everything worked out. So by the time the quarter end and stuff, okay, this how much you owe. This how much you owe and stuff, and if they tapped in, if they tapped into your if they tapped into the people who do the payroll and stuff for you, then they already get their money off the rip. You ain't got to mail or nothing. Like, well, okay, payroll people, they calling you, they letting you know, hey, listen, X amount of dollars gonna be taken out because this company right here and stuff say that you owe for, they taking out for your quarterly taxes. This how much you owe. But they ain't even calling you. When you get your settlement and stuff, you'll see it right then. If you're talking about doing your own authority, and you got a payroll department, which you also need to go and get set up too for those that talking about doing factoring. You talking about doing factoring and stuff like that. People don't understand. Okay, well, yeah, they charge, the factoring company charge 7%, and then they got a 2% reserve. What's the reserve? A lot of people don't know that. It's a 7%, then they got a 2% reserve on it. What's the reserve? What's that for? Some people don't even know. They don't even know what factoring companies are. Who's the best factoring company out there? See, these guys that got their own authority, they ain't talking about nothing like that. Who's the best factoring company to go to? What's the percentages? They don't tell you. They don't tell you and stuff, but they all iced up though. They all iced up and everything and stuff like that. You start talking about, oh well, see, you gotta pay for the mentorship. You gotta pay for the mentorship. Then I tell you all that. It's real easy. It's real easy and stuff. A lot of companies doing factoring. Some of these trucking companies are doing factoring. That's why some companies, if you wonder why some people can pay you a little bit faster than other people, it all depends on if they do their own factoring and stuff or not. The ones that don't do their own factoring, then them the companies you're gonna have a little bit more harder time of getting your money for, as opposed to those that do their own factoring. When I went and leased on, I went to lease on with Dart. When I leased on with Dart did their own factory. So that means that when I did a load for them, when I got done, they ain't do no week in the hole and stuff with them. They had dailies. They had these things called dailies and stuff. So your overhead was, they charged you every day. So you got a brand new truck with all your expenses. It cost you, well, at the time it cost me $107 a day, including weekends. That means that's your truck payment, that's your insurance, your $22.90, your base plate, all that stuff is factored in, and it's gonna cost you $107 a day. Yeah, so see, there you go. Blue Vine. I never heard of Blue Vine. I never heard of Blue Vine. But it costs $107 a day and stuff. But the thing was, when I leased on with Dart, you get your truck, your daily started. They gave me a week and stuff, and so they told me, look, once you deliver your load and stuff like that, scan your bills in, you get paid the same day, as long as the bills are in before 2 o'clock. I'm like, what? I'm usually having to wait till Friday to get paid. No, we don't do that here. As long as your bill's in before 2 o'clock and stuff, yeah, as long as your bill's in for 2 o'clock, we cutting you a check. So what they take out, what they was taking out and stuff is that $107 and whatever fuel you used on that load. So when I worked at Dart, it was very hard to fall in the hole over there. It was very hard to fall in the hole. It was very easy to come out of and stuff. But now when I went to national carriers, they have an outside factoring company. They had an outside factoring company. All right. Let me say this and stuff, and then I got to finish up, guys. I'm starting to get some phone calls now. Okay, when I was with national carriers, they didn't have they didn't do their own factoring and stuff like that. They factored their stuff through another company. So even their own loads and stuff like that, which was National Beef, they do the loads and stuff. They'll factor it to a company, and then if they took a little bit of time getting back with that money, then somebody's check was about to get screwed up. But they anticipate you falling in the hole and stuff because your expenses were high, you know. But fellas, listen, I gotta go and jump off here and stuff, guys. I'm getting a phone call and stuff now, and they ain't gonna do nothing but keep calling back. So we're gonna pick up on this tomorrow. And stuff where I'm gonna go more into detail and stuff about getting your own authority, factoring companies, insurance, the whole 9 yards and stuff. So again, I appreciate y'all being with me and stuff like that. Be patient with me. We're gonna go live tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock and stuff, we're gonna pick up on this and finishing on up and stuff. So y'all have a good night, have a good weekend and stuff. Till then, it's your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. Telling as always, continue your research, fact finding studies, honest on your skills every day. Until next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy, and peace out.